back from the game we were at a week ago.
So this is how we're going to get our post-game dinner decided, because I'm going Cougs tonight.
Coming off a bye week.
Coming off a bye week, it's a rally game for Mike Leach and his team. That's an incompletion, trying to hit Moeai. Rubenzer on the cover. All right, this is what I love. Here is how Pro Football Focus College, PFF College, ranks Pac-12 quarterbacks. Where does Yogi Roth rank them?
I'll tell you what, number one, the way they rank, I think it's important for people to understand. You get a -2 or a +2 on every single play and anything in between. When you watch Dakota Prukop, ranked 4th in the entire country right now, go through his reads, he sees the field, he's going there fine. He's doing everything right within that offense. I don't think he's playing at the level he needs to play right now. So for me, he's not number 1 in the Pac-12 conference. I go Jake Browning, and this is even before last night's performance. Jake Browning, Davis Webb, Josh Rosen, Manny Wilkins.
Wow.
And then it's kind of a tie between Steven Montez and Sefo Lufau, because they both play at a high level. Right. And then I go Troy Williams. And then I haven't said Luke Falk's name yet, and I understand why people might freak out about that. But when you watch the tape, when you look at Luke Falk, Ryan Burns, Dakota Prukop, I don't think they've elevated their teams to where they need to be at that school with that offense at that position. And that's why they're in the lower third for me in ranking the Pac-12 quarterbacks.
Well, this Cal defense is trying to make itself a name today. Can they get Utah out here on 3 and out? Williams with all kinds of time, and then he's got his man across. Well held for the first down. Not just the catch by Simpkins, but he took a bump, held it, and Utah's drive continues.
By far the best play from Troy Williams all afternoon. You see him in the pocket, and he's so, we don't say tall in the pocket, right? Strong in the pocket. He just stays strong, and he just sits and he drives into that in route by the true freshman. Right on the money, perfect placement, front number, move the chains.
It looked like there you could see Cal only rushed 3, but they had 2 or 3 guys lingering back. They're not going to let Troy Williams beat them with his legs.
No, you can't. He's too dynamic of an athlete.
Moss goes outside, gets a couple, does Zack Moss. Well, I like your quarterback rankings thing, as I was puzzled by the PFF ranking as well. And I say you look back to last week where we had 2 significant games in the conference decided on the very same play at the end of the game. A fade to the left side of the end zone. One was thrown beautifully by Stanford's Burns. The other was just a poor throw by Prukop on first down.
Yeah, and he owned it, you know, and I think everybody in that program owned it. That's why I'm excited to see how they respond. I think that program's been challenged. We've had them twice throughout this season. And Wazoo, they've been extremely underwhelming on tape. Interesting coming off a bye week, what happened tonight in the Cruise.
Boy, there's a good throw by Williams and a nice hold for the catch. Right, here's the play. And the other part of this, not only is it's obviously not a well-thrown ball, it was first down. So the situation awareness is what's missing.
Yeah, and I was surprised with the play call, you know, especially it was often an explosive play. They hit an in route. Usually it's vintage Oregon. They get to the line of scrimmage. It's a run, especially inside the 10. And I think if anybody could go back, the Ducks would go back and alter that play call.
And they did. And Dakota, as you said, Dakota Prukop well owned it. He was out there this week practicing the fade throws. And the point about first down, meaning you have 4 downs to score down there. If it's first down, throw that thing so that only your man can catch it.
No doubt. I mean, everything at this position.
Shyne with a carry there, gets it down to the 30.
Everything at the position of quarterback in this conference specifically is about mastery specific situations. It just is. There's not enough margin of error. Last week, 5 games decided basically on the last play of the game. You know, and the quarterbacks drive the ship. They drive the train in this offense, and you have to understand where you are on the field, what's going on with the clock, who's in personnel-wise, what the matchups are like. It's a lot to process in a fraction of a second, but that's the job.
Yep, exactly.
And you saw Troy Williams execute perfectly on his final drive a week ago against C, and he's playing. This is his best drive by far of the game, in my opinion.
And second down, they give it to Armand Shyne, and here's Utah starting. And it really started earlier in this quarter, but the very point you referenced, they're starting to assert themselves as the vintage Utah team.
You know, we had a chance to talk to J.J. Dielman, and yeah, he's banged up. He hasn't returned since the early parts of this game, but he talked about the offensive line as a whole and as a group. And after that first game, they did not play well to start the season off against Southern Utah. And they all met with the co-offensive coordinator, Jim Harding. Kyle Whittingham said, you know what, I had some choice words for the players. I was straight up with them. This offensive line has played as well as any offensive line in the conference since week 1.
All right, 8th play of this Utah drive. Williams to throw it, and flag. So freshman Drayden for Cal looks like he's going to get called there on the cover of Singleton. That was the Utah shot to the end zone.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield, offense number 72. Pass interference, defense number 12. The foul's offset. Replay first down. Correct. The defensive pass interference was on
left
number
tackle.
20.
72 is going to be the man called downfield.
Right. So if you say the ball's on the 20, okay, the rule is right there. It's right. You cannot cross basically the 17-yard line. And
that's a good call.
Yeah, and that is a major point of emphasis by the officials.
It's a good call by this crew to catch that.
Well, it was called in Salt Lake City against USC, and it was a big discussion element down in Los Angeles all week long after that loss.
All right, so on a replay of 1st and 10, a short gain for Moss. This is where now the Kyle Whittingham words ring true. Utah cannot afford, well, they would prefer not to have this drive stall. They don't want to be kicking field goals and try to beat a Cal team with it as explosive an offense.
No doubt, and they've already missed a field goal on the day. So if you're Cal, to me, I'm pressing outside. Do not play off coverage, and I'm bringing an extra defender. Try to take away at least one of the edges in the zone read scheme. With 2 backs in the backfield, that's what's coming.
McCormick leads the backfield. Pass to Singleton. It's going to be right at the line to gain. Very close to it, perhaps. Well, it looks like he's going to be marked short at the 11.
It's simple run pass option again. They bring a little pressure off the edge, but it's off coverage. And Singleton's too big of a body. 6'3", 215.
So it's 3rd and 1, and Kyle Whittingham. Again, Tim Patrick is standing on the sideline. His helmet's on, which is every indication you're eligible to play, but he has not been on the field during this 3rd quarter. So where does Williams, if he decides to throw this, does he go? Siaosi Wilson is the receiver alone to the top. Singleton to the bottom. But it's a run with Shyne, and Utah will have 1st and goal. Well, the play count is tilting very heavily in Utah's favor. The only thing they don't have right now is the score in their favor.
You know, the one similarity between these two offenses is that the quarterback, he makes the decision on the run pass option, the RPO, the trend. You know, for the last 2 or 3 seasons in major college football, and Troy Williams decides, do I want to give it? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to throw it? He has that opportunity on every snap.
66, the Utah play, and Shyne, who would look like he had the goal line within reach, got closed out quickly. Hamilton and Moeai on the tackle.
And what's impressive about this is they're in the pistol, right? And a lot of times when you watch Utah on film, they start there, but they very rarely run plays out of that. They usually move the running back to the right or left of the quarterback, and it's a quick count, and all of a sudden Shyne's on you as a defensive lineman.
So this will be the 67th Utah play. Cal has run 32.
And they average 89 on the season.
And Armand Shyne doesn't get in. Cal jams it just shy.
And, you know, we talk about the mastery at the quarterback position also is the play clock. You know, and knowing, okay, what is our game plan coming in offensive on offense? We want to dictate terms. So that means I've got to understand what the play clock's doing, let it wind down, but don't get out of rhythm. I mean, all those little intricacies matter for Troy Williams. Jordan
Kanashik is another new player in that Cal defense. You saw him really make that last stand there just in front of the goal line. Now it is Utah 3rd down, about a foot. Shyne is the back. And Shyne fights through. Did he break? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Utah. And their first lead.
Cal brings Luke Rubenzer in top of your screen. They bring pressure on both edges, the top and the bottom, but they don't get any interior penetration. And that defensive line, all of a sudden, it gives the initial step to Utah. It allows them to get a little momentum. All of a sudden, it's linebacker on running back, and you're in the end zone.
In an era of explosive football, Utah's winning right now with body blows. It's attrition.
It's what Utah.
And it's what Utah and Stanford, when they're right, both of those teams, that's what they do.
That's right. And it's Utah basically prior to this year and their quote-unquote throw game. I mean, this is a throwback game for the Utes in terms of we're just going to pound the rock, we're going to play defense, we're going to dominate time of possession, and we're going to dictate this game.
I guess another scoring play here is being looked at. And this is what you need. You need a goal line camera to overturn what we'll see on the field.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're looking at, but
that's a tough one. I mean, we've seen in this college football season, we've seen it when teams have been called for forward progress. We've seen that, or it happened in one game earlier in the year. I think it might have been Texas Notre Dame week 1.
You can't overturn that.
No.
Forward progress once the whistle blows, right? That play's dead.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Coit, our referee.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Well, back to what we were saying. It's attrition. And it's like, again, this is a fight. Cal connected with 2 big hooks to the jaw in the first round. But now Utah's wearing the back with body blows. And 3 quarters in, they have their first lead.
It's going to be amazing to watch Cal respond. I mean, they've ran 15 plays since the first quarter. This team that runs over 200 in practice.
Well, that's obviously right now, if you're sitting on the Utah side, you think with defense, hey guys, you're fresh. So hold this lead for us.